Okay, and welcome back. So in this video, what I'm going to walk you through, as you can see, is our step-by-step system, okay, that is going to bring you and allow you to generate qualified opportunities all on autopilot for your business. Okay, once you have this system and these steps in place, you genuinely don't really have to lift a finger to do anything to get qualified opportunities coming your way. Okay, you can kind of kiss goodbye to the following of what I'm going to show you: cold calling, cold emails, DMs, all of that sort of stuff. You can kind of say goodbye to it, even though I will walk you through what they do look like and how they can work. The ultimate goal of this is just to show you how to set up the system, and you can literally do this yourself, by the way. Set up the system that will bring you qualified opportunities month in, month out. Okay, and just on the right hand side here, this is kind of an interest level gauge. So what I mean by interest level is this is the level of interest of each kind of prospect and opportunity. Okay, so when they first come into contact to when they actually become a paying customer or client, you kind of work your way down, and you can see the different steps that are involved to raise this interest level. Okay, so if we start at the top, this again is all about the initial contact. Okay, and there's two forms of how this can occur: inbound or outbound. Okay, inbound typically means, for those that don't know, prospects or opportunities that actually come to you, so you don't have to do any sort of outreach, or you don't have to put out any feelers. They're actually coming to you. Okay, and outbound, this is, as you can see here, this is SMS, this is email, this is DMs. This is you actually sending out different messages or forms of contact to reach the people, or the right prospects. Okay, and if we look at inbound, then this can kind of consist of two different channels: content and ads. Content is your standard, your LinkedIn, Instagram, your YouTube. This is where you're posting content to educate your kind of prospects and kind of warm them up, as I am doing right now. Is you create this content to show your expertise. You create familiarity, you create trust to position yourself as someone who A, knows what the fuck they're on about, and B, actually is able and understands the service that they offer. Okay, then the second part of this is ads. For me, the strongest form of acquisition, bar referrals or word of mouth, of course. However, it's the strongest because it's very qualified. And what I mean by this is the opportunities it brings in are high intent, high qualification, but it's consistency. And it brings consistency to your business, okay, and scalability and predictability. And this is why it's the strongest, because not only does it bring in a quality of lead, it brings in a volume as well. Okay, so you can rely on it and you can really plan for the future. Outbound, again, don't write outbound off. I will not hate on outbound because I do like it. We use it ourselves as well. It just might not be as good all of the time. Okay, and as I said before, this consists of mainly SMS, so text, emails, and DMs. Okay, you can do cold calling as well, of course. I've just not included that on here because we don't actually do cold calling. But in terms of SMS, DMs, and email, okay, these are all outbound. These are what you will have to be sending to prospects. So you need to find the right prospects who are a good fit for your business. Then you need to send them the messages. Okay, and again, this can be either cold outbound, as I just said, or it can be part of a nurturing sequence, which is typically done via email. You can do it via SMS as well. But nurturing just means once you've kind of had contact with the initial prospect, or you've reached out to them and not heard anything back, or you have heard stuff back and they may have rejected, or they may just be interested but not quite ready to commit. What nurturing does is this just warms them up. This then gives them more and more information about what you do, who you are as a business, how you can help them, etc., etc. For example, an email newsletter. Okay, and I do touch on this as we move further down here. Okay, so that's just kind of touching on step one, which is the initial contact, whether it's going to be inbound, whether it's going to be outbound, whether it's content, ads, text, emails, DMs, cold calling, if that's what you do. This gives you a good idea of what it kind of looks like to make that first contact with a prospect. What now happens is, and what step two is made up of, this is after you've received a positive reply. So this is when someone's responded to an ad, a piece of content, any of your outbound stuff or inbound, whatever it is, they've replied and they're saying, yes, I'm interested, tell me more. Okay, so now as you can see, there's two key areas here. All right, there's the automation side of things, and then there's the speed to lead side of things as well. And I have mentioned speed to lead in my previous video as well, and why this is important. So if you look over on the left hand side to start, the automation side of things, this is massively involving a CRM, okay? And a CRM is something you do need to have in place in order to A, facilitate automations, but B, scale predictably and sustainably too. So what a CRM does is a number of different things, okay? But when someone positively replies, so they've replied to your initial contact, okay, they then enter the CRM, okay? What then needs to happen is that lead or prospect opportunity needs to be placed into a 7-step follow-up sequence until they take the next action, which is ultimately to book a call, okay? As you can see here, this is typically what our follow-up sequence will look like. So this will be the initial outreach message, so they'll see it on here, boom, and then in here, in the sequences tab, within Instantly, this is a software that we use, I'm not affiliated, there are other softwares out there, and what we do is here, in the sequences tab, we'll actually put them now into a booking sequence to get them to book in a call and follow up with us, okay? Once they actually enter that sequence there, they're then in the CRM, okay? And this is kind of what the CRM actually would look like, right? This is our pipeline right now, so you can see you've got different levels of interest. This is what I'm saying as well. As they move along the funnel, down the pipeline, whatever, this is kind of what it looks like. So lead, engage lead, have they booked a call, have they cancelled a call, have they booked a follow-up call as well? So kind of discovery, sales call, whatever it is, have they done that, okay? That's when they'll go into the CRM. The CRM then also stores all this data and does help alongside the nurturing sequence over here on the right hand side. Ultimately, the lead is then in a pipeline, okay? So they're getting followed up with over here to make sure that they book a call, but then they're also in the CRM pipeline here. So you have that lead stored, right? The big thing now is once all that's happening in the background, so this is very much automation focused, what I just showed you then. The massive thing now is the speed to lead, okay? And these things have to happen in parallel. They have to happen simultaneously, okay? So you can let the stuff over here, that will happen for you in the background once you've got it in place, okay? This happens without you having to do a thing. The big thing here is speed to lead. As I say, you've got 3 minutes, okay? As soon as they come into your pipeline, as soon as you get a positive response to whatever it is you are doing, whether it's ads, DMs, outbound, whatever, as soon as you get the notification on your phone that you've had a positive reply come in and someone's interested, you have 180 seconds. Give them a ring, because they'll have filled out, you'll have the phone number, give them a ring. You've got to ring them up and you've got to say, you've got to qualify them. It's got to be something along the lines of, "Hiya Dan, I've just seen that you've actually responded to our email. It's just been forwarded over to me by the team. Can I just check? Are you after blah, 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 XYZ?" Whatever it is. And that is going to change depending on what your business is. This is why you need a warm call script, okay? And I will do a video in the future of what a warm call script is, how it looks like, what it's designed for. But ultimately, on that phone call, you've just got to kind of qualify that lead. You've got to ring them up and say, "Look, you've booked a call. Are you interested in what we do? Yes or no?" "Yes, brilliant, perfect. We'll speak on this date then. Do you want me to send you any more information?" If some of this does happen, people will respond positively. You'll ring them up and you'll say, "Hi mate, I've just seen you blah blah blah," and they'll say, "I've got no idea what you're on about. Please off." And you'll be like, "Oh, right." Don't take that personally though. That is not. There's nothing. You haven't done anything wrong. They're probably having a bad day, and it's nothing on you. You can't take it personally. Okay, you can never take any of this personally, which is a massive, massive thing to remember. It's not you, it's them. It's pretty cliche, right? But it's so true. So don't take this to heart. But that's kind of step 2, what it looks like. So integrate a CRM with automations and then qualify the lead yourself. Give them a ring, make sure that keep them warm, keep them interested, and that's what I mean. Once you've done that, if you ring them up and they say, yep, I like this, let's do more, their interest level's raising and they're going to then go into booking in. Okay, so we've now covered the first 2 steps of the system, okay? And obviously we first looked at the initial contact, so whether it's inbound or outbound. We then dived into what to do once someone's actually positively replied and interacted with your initial contact, okay? We then looked at the automations and the speed to lead, right, and what needs to be in place once people are actually positively responding. The next thing I'll show you, the third step of this sequence, is once they've actually booked a meeting. So once someone's gone through all the follow-ups, all the automations, you've rung them up, qualified them, everything's got a big tick, what happens then is the meeting gets booked, okay, and someone books into your calendar. perfect. That's the ideal situation, okay? Whether it's for discovery or sales, whatever it is, however you're doing things, 1 call, 2 call, 3 call close, whatever your system is, this is optimized for a 2 call close. So this would be once someone's actually booked a meeting for the initial discovery call, okay? And it's made up of, again, 2 different sections. It's about the automation side of thing again. So you're going to hear me mention it constantly, automation, but this is how it's a kind of autopilot done for you system. But then the other side of it now is the nurturing and value. And that's what I'll touch on first. This is just a quick note. This is probably something that is a bit more advanced. And if you are a business who is just starting out and you literally have no clients, you're not booking meetings, what I'd say is focus on the top 2. Do your outreach and book meetings. That's all you need to do, okay? But if you're a business now who's able to do that, you've got a steady flow of leads, or you have in the past, but it's up and down. You know how to get customers. If you're now looking to scale and grow predictably and sustainably, this next bit is essential, okay? So this is nurturing, okay? This is what I touched on it before. This is what the nurturing actually looks like. And we do it in a couple of different ways. In terms of how we nurture someone externally to the call, so this isn't anything to do with the actual direct booking, what we do is as soon as someone books a call, they are actually then automatically placed into an automated sequence, okay? And what this is designed to do is just give them value. Like I said before, give them value on what we do, how things work. Give them like a behind the curtain look into our business. Develop relationship. Position yourself as an expert. It's just nurturing them. Just nurture them along the journey. Get them familiar with who you are as a company. This can come in many different forms, right? We do it as part of a newsletter. So we have 2 or 3 that go out every single week to our prospects. And this is just a case of, again, you can read it here, giving them an idea about what we do, giving them insights, how they can actually take actionable steps from what we give them that they can apply to their own business with or without us. The aim here isn't to sell people. We're not here saying, come and work with us, this we're great, we do blah blah blah. It's not about that. This is a case of saying, look, this X solution works for us. This is how we do it. This is how you guys can do it. Do it with or without us, that's absolutely fine. But it's just value driven. Okay, you can see here. We'd kind of send, like I said, 3 of these a week. And this is what it sort of looks like. So you can see since February the 10th to March the 5th, I'm actually recording this on 31st of March right now, so we have sent a few since then, but you can kind of see the volume of what we're sending out, okay? Again, all value based, all just to educate and nurture our prospects, okay, and ease them towards making a decision, whether it's going alone, going with us, going with someone else. We don't really mind. We do. We want them to work with us, obviously, but this is so important, okay? And just touching on nurturing again, then, this is nothing to do with kind of booking calls, bottom of funnel. This is nothing to do with directly getting someone in, okay? However, the other side of this, as you can see, is the VSL side of the nurturing, okay? And again, this is once someone has booked a call. So you've got the automated nurturing sequence on one side. Now we'll look at a bit more directly linked to the actual call booking and what you need to have in place once someone's booked a call. So between them booking the call and the call actually happening, whether it's 1 day, 2 day, 5 days, 7 days, what needs to happen in that time, okay, to maintain interest level and awareness of who you are? Because people forget, especially online, digital world, people forget like that. So if you're not top of mind heading into that call, that's really going to hurt you, and it's going to massively reduce your chances of getting anything from it, okay? So we'll dive into kind of the VSL side of things now. Okay, so let's look at the VSL. What is a VSL? This stands for Video Sales Letter, for those who don't know. So basically, it's a short video of you giving an overview into your business and what you offer, but it's more direct. It's 3, 4, 5 minutes long. It's not a case of long term. This is, right, you've booked in a meeting, give them all the information they need to know about your business, okay? Again, this is about doing 2 things: informing them about who you are and keeping their interest level where it is. In fact, no. This is about raising their interest level, okay? So they've booked a meeting, so yes, they obviously have a level of interest, okay? But now this is a case of raising it, okay? Like I said, you can do it, give them information about your business, what you do, how you're going to help them. include case studies and testimonials. This is a big one, social proof. If you don't have any of these, that is fine. I mean, I'm going to be classic and say it's absolutely fine if you don't have them. You don't have to include these. But if you do have case studies, testimonials and whatnot, leverage them, because this is going to break down massive potential trust barriers as you head into that first call. Okay, remember, these people, they've booked in without having any kind of contact with you by over email or ad or when you've rung them up. You're still pretty much stranger to them. So you've got to think, how can I become less of a stranger to them between when they booked a call and when the call is taken? And this is kind of what it'd look like. Okay, so once they've booked a call, the confirmation email should look something like this. This is just our example, but you can obviously tailor it to your business. Congrats, your call's been booked. Okay, now what? Give them something to do. Step 1, step 2. Step 1, big one, add it to the calendar. That means they're not going to forget. Yes, it sounds simple. You might add every meeting you have to your calendar. Trust me, people don't. And people will just ignore this, or they won't add it to calendar, then they'll forget to, whatever happens, just tell them to do it. And they still might not do it, okay? But you've tied your camel. That just means you've done everything you can, okay? Add it to calendar, and then have them watch the VSL. Step 2, watch the video below. This is mandatory. You can say this is going to give you a lot of good information before you call. Your call will be cancelled if not. Whatever approach you want to go to, have this in place, okay, as a reminder, just to double down on it as well as telling them, okay? Then in the video, this is an example of what ours is. It's a 4 or 5 minute Loom walkthrough of who we are as a business, what we offer, who we've helped before, and then case studies. Case study, case study, case study. We've probably got 7 or 8 different case studies in our actual VSL that we send to show them what we can do, okay? And yeah, we do use our best ones. We always just put the best ones forward because they get the best results, okay? And again, what this is doing is, so you've got the long-term nurturing with the kind of the email, newsletters, blogs, whatever it is. Then you've got the VSL, and the VSL again is keeping interest high and raising interest prior to the actual first call you have with them. Then when they rock up on the call and you've got all this in place, so they've been added to automated nurturing sequences, they've been sent the VSLs, they've added it to calendar, they know so much more about your business now without you having to do anything really than if you didn't have this in place. If you didn't have this in place, okay, if you just blocked out this bit and they just had a meeting and they went straight into the meeting, well then you can say goodbye to all this stuff. Think about how much value and information that they are not getting about your business without this in place. And I promise you, this here is the difference between collecting cash and not collecting cash. In fact, it's the difference between someone turning up and not turning up. Okay, you go down to that granular level. This can literally add thousands to your business every single month, every single year, whatever it is. And it sounds simple, and it kind of is, right? But businesses don't have this in place, and if you don't have this in place right now, then, and if what you're doing can be done virtually and your business operates in this virtual sphere, then get this in place, because it's so good. It's so good at doing such a big job, and it's a one and done thing. Once you've set this up, you don't really have to do much to it. Yes, tweak it, review it, make it better, that's fine. But this is a system to stay, and once you have the initial groundwork laid, you just got to then tweak it, okay, and improve it and just make it better over time. But what this does is incalculable for your business, okay? And what I'll do now is we'll look into the other side of things now, the automation side of things, once they've actually booked a call, because this is still, yes, the nurturing's great, but it doesn't do everything. The next bit here is really what is actually the difference between them turning up or not, potentially. So as I say, the second part of the third step is the automations, and this is the confirmations of the calls, of the bookings, and then the reminders prior to the actual meeting. So when I say the confirmations, this is about having the system in place so that as soon as someone does actually book a call with you guys, through the outbound, inbound, whichever way, it's then about having, right, a confirmation email that goes out that says, thank you very much for scheduling your call. Please find meeting details here. So having an auto-populating meeting link. If you need to reschedule, if you need to cancel, the link's there. Okay, nothing crazy, nothing really high-tech, fancy, simple, clear, concise. Also, alongside this, have a confirmation text. So you've got their number, drop them a text. Thank you for scheduling this call at this time on this date. Boom. That's all you need. Then you need the reminders in place. So this is, again, email reminders and SMS, so text reminders. 48 hours prior to the meeting, 24 hours prior to the meeting, and then 1 hour prior to the meeting. Okay, 3 reminders in that period. Okay, an example, hey Dan, your consultation with Odyssey is in 24 hours. That's simple, and this is kind of what they look like. Okay, so from me, your calls in 48 hours, your calls in 24 hours, and then you'd also get a 1 hour reminder as well. And that's literally what it looks like. It's that simple. That's what it needs to be. Again, it sounds simple. You might think, well, I can just send that text on my own. I don't have to have this in place. Not true. A, you'll forget. You just will forget. And B, if you're doing this at scale, if you're booking 5, 6, 7, 8 meetings or appointments every single day, no one can remember to send all the right reminders, okay? You can't generate that many meeting links. This is where you need to delegate to the automation. And once you've got the one and done system set up, like what we set up for ourselves and our partners and clients, once you've got that set up, it then works for you, okay, on Autopilot. And I think a big thing to note here is the right hand side, okay? So we've gone through step 1, the initial contact. People are then positively replying. Step 2, automations and speed to lead. Then you've got step 3, which is extra nurturing, extra value. Once the meeting's booked, then the automations and reminders. And to bring you back to the right hand side, you can see as you move through each step, as you move down the funnel, the interest level is raising and raising and raising, okay? Because you're having so many different touch points with them and you're staying at top of mind throughout the journey that by the time they get to that call with you, whether it's discovery or sales, whatever it is, their interest level's between an 8 and a 10, right? And as you can see here, what that means is that they are going to be in a far more relaxed and knowledgeable position about you and your business, which ultimately means they're probably going to be more ready to actually buy what you're offering, okay? Obviously your sales have still got to be good. You've actually got to be able to deliver a good service or product. That's just a given. But what this system does is it gets the system in place and the process in place to do all of this for you on Autopilot, okay? And really increase your conversion rates and the amount of sales that you are making. And what this kind of leads to is, as I'll show you now, these are some of the results that we actually are getting currently for our own clients and partners who come on board and work with us. You're able to see results like this, okay? I'm not going to go through them and list them all, but you can kind of see there. This system allows for results such as this. $1.2 million in 90 days added to pipeline. Then that's obviously a more shorter term kind of result and win. Looking at the longer term side of things, so this is a partner we've had for over a year now. They've actually been able to, over a 9-month basis, achieve, I think it's about, as it says, 18 high ticket leads on average every single month for 9 months. Done for them using the exact step system, the 3-step system and framework that I just showed you before. This is what it can allow, okay? And again, for shorter term, for different size tickets, whether it's 10 grand, 5,000, 20,000, £100, whatever it is, this system works for all, okay? 5 contracts in 5 days, 4 commercial contracts in 4 weeks, right? You can just see it's delivering consistency and it's delivering qualified leads clearly. If we're able to add 232,000 to pipeline in under 6 weeks and generate 31 opportunities, do you think that the leads and the opportunities and the prospects coming through the door are unqualified? Do you think that these have been contacted, the first 31 people we contacted via cold calling, do you think they converted to these numbers? No. To put it frankly, this isn't going to be achievable doing cold calling unless you are cold calling thousands and thousands and thousands leads, okay? But these are results that you can expect from just having these 3 steps in place, okay? The big things to take away from this video are: have the system in place, okay? Then it needs to work on autopilot for you, okay? This needs to be a one and done, implement it, and then it's there for life, okay? And the third thing is the focus on qualified opportunities, right? If you can have those 3 things in place, if you're able to tick all the 3 boxes of the things I just mentioned, and you've got the right steps in place for each part of this funnel, then your business can scale. you honestly will be able to. You don't have to worry about acquisition anymore. If you know you can sell, this will bring you customers. Okay, it will bring you customers weekly, monthly, over 3 months, over 6 months, 12 months, 5 years. This system will bring you customers. Okay, and just having it in place, it will take a bit of time to set up, 2, 3, 4 weeks maybe, to get this in. Okay, but if you are struggling to scale your business and you are literally just having good months, then rubbish months, and then you've had a really good Q1 but you don't have a clue what Q2 is going to be, you're just hoping, guessing, this system will just remove all of that. It will remove the doubt, it will remove the fear, it will remove the anxiety of not knowing what's coming from week to week. This will bring you a proven, predictable, scalable system. Okay, and if you do want to partner with us and want to achieve results as I've shown you here, as these down here, if you are serious about growing your business and scaling, then you can always book in a call with me. You can book in a free consultation with me where we'll literally sit down together and we'll work out, right, tell me about your business. Where are you guys at right now? What's the problems you're facing? What's your goals? Where do you want to get to? What does it look like? You give me all that information, and if it's a yes from my end, if I know that your business is right for this and this system is right for your business, we'll just go ahead and set this up for you. And before you know it, within 3 weeks, you've got a system that's bringing you qualified customers on autopilot. Okay, so if that is what you want to do for your business, if this is something that you need or you're interested in, click the link in my bio to actually go and book a meeting, or just go and visit our website so you can check out our case studies in a bit more detail. And I really hope this is of some help. And if you don't want us to do it, at least you now have the steps in place to be able to do this yourself, and you've seen the results, and I've gone through it comprehensively. You know each step, each section of here and each step. If you get that ticked off and in your business, it's foolproof. Okay, I really hope this helped, and I'll be posting a few more videos in the up and coming months, and I hope to see you guys on board with us at some point. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Cheers.